Hello random people, welcome to Random Garage, the channel where we're always doing something.
What's going on? Ding ding. Racing.
Today on Random Garage, we're going to be installing a brake controller in this 2016 F150. It's just the aftermarket one, Curt brake controller with the specific wiring harness for the truck, so it's a simple plug-and-play installation. The truck has a towing package, factory towing package, but did not include the OEM brake controller. And now that I've got a brand new enclosed 20-foot trailer to pull as we were going to move. I needed the brake controller for it. So then later on today, after the brake controller, the installing several tie downs in the trailer and 2 motorcycle wheel chocks that I currently have, and then be 2 later on when those arrive in the mail. I believe the way this works is that this dash panel just flips down, I think, and then if there was an OEM brake controller, it would be here, but since mine doesn't have it, there's just a cubby hole, so the connecting plug should be just behind there, just plugged into like a dummy connector, just as a dead end. That part was easy, and then I believe in order to reach in there, better pull off this panel with these 4 screws. Ow. Ooh, hot screw. So here it is. Here's the connector right here. See that? Plugged into this just nothingness right there, so just squeeze the tab, pull that off, and then plug the new little wiring harness for the brake controller into that. There. There's the new harness, just plug right into there, and that'll plug right into the brake controller. Take it out, put it down around, get it down here. Okay, now I use a couple of tie wraps in there to hold the wires in place so they're not just hanging down, flopping around. Put that steel plate back on, just flip the dash panel back up and snapped it into place. And now I don't want to use the stock bracket for the controller and actually screw it to the panel here, you know, put holes in there. I'm going to use some double-sided tape instead, and just stick it to the panel here, and then it'll be upside down, but it doesn't bother me any, so that's how I'll run it. So this trailer came with nothing in it, a couple tie downs on the wall, 4 of those, but otherwise nothing on the floor. Planning to haul 4 motorcycles at a time, so got these 4 wheel chocks. 2 are used that I've had before, 2 are brand new, and then a bunch of tie downs ordered to install, so that'll be the project. For starters, on the front wheel chocks, I'm going to want to have them centered on the halves. So I'll find the halfway point between the walls, and then find the halfway point between there, so the quarter points. Find that, make a mark. Here's my center point, and then quarter point, quarter point. So now the chock is centered on the quarter point, and as far forward, I want to go as far forward as I can, so I brought along a 21-inch tire. chock, see where it's gonna go. I suppose there. Now I know there's a frame rail right through here, so my mounts are gonna go ahead of it and behind it. These center rails are actually like a lightweight C-channel. And then the main rails, which are like here, those are like 2x6 rectangle tube. And it looks like they're 1/8 wall. Okay, so I just got the chock centered up where I want it, and then just going to mark where I'm going to put the anchors for it. To install these mounts, let's drill a 7/16 hole through, and then they just get screwed in with Allen. I'm going to use a 27/64, one step smaller than 7/16, just so the teeth get a little better bite. 5/16 Allen, just screw them in. And these mounts take a secondary screw to hold them down a little better. So just put those in. Just put in the keeper screws and slide on the wheel chock and tighten them down. When those screws are tightened down, then the chock is locked in place. Since I'm planning to put 4 Harleys in this 8.5 by 20 foot trailer, what I'm going to do next now, since I got the 2 front ones set, is measure what I have left over for space from the front chocks all the way to the rear, and then put my second set right in the middle of that distance, wherever it ends up, somewhere around here, and then in the same line. So I measure from the front of each chock, right here on each chock in the front, to the rear, and I got 20 foot and 1 inch. So I went just 10 feet then from that chock to the same position on this chock. Here's my line, so my chocks will line up to that line. And then I figure out my distance from center to get that in line with the other ones. So now I have 4 feet in between these, but I'm a little concerned about the lack of distance to the fender here. If a bike has a crash bar on it or something, it's going to hit that. I have 4 feet in between. All I really need is 3 feet, 36 inches, because the handlebars at the most are like 34 inches. So if they're 3 feet apart, I can fit 2 bikes side by side. So, but I think I'll give them a little wiggle room and maybe cheat these in about 4 inches each. That'll give me then 3 feet, 4 inches between them. 40 inches between them instead of 48. Okay, so that's my new position. 40 inches in between these ones. So now just mark them and mount them, same as the front one. Except for that the mounting system on these is a little cheaper. It's just got this single center screw-in thing rather than the plate with the 3 extra screws. But that's why I put the tougher ones, more robust ones up front, because those would be the primary ones for hauling 2 bikes, and the ones in the back are just like, that's only going to be done a couple of times where more than 2 bikes are hauled in this trailer. Okay, now I got all my tie downs. My tie downs are all set in place just where I want them. 7 around the perimeter, and then the 2 big recessed ones in the center. They're all going to go through the plywood except for the back corner 2 are going to end up going through some angle iron, but that's good because they'll be extra strong. Now for all these single bolt tie downs, I'm just going to go around. I'm going to mark my hole on each one, and then just drill through for that center mounting hole. And then they each have this plastic plate, which just takes a little screw to hold it down to the wood, and then the actual tie down will go through and bolted right through. Put a big washer on the back side. and bolt them on. I got all these holes drilled, then this will be installed. I got a 2-inch galvanized 3/8 bolt, so I'll go washer, I'll go through the plate, down the hole. Bottom side, I got I have these 1/2-inch fender washers laying around. So on the bottom side, I'll have the 1/2-inch fender washer, then the regular 3/8 washer, and then a nut, and tighten her up. And then said after that's through, then put these little screws in to hold it in place. Or I guess even I haven't put the nut and the washer on the bottom side yet, but then just the bolt kind of holds it in position. Then it allows me to put it, rotate it exactly where I want it. And I'm going to drive in these holder screws for the plastic plate. There. Now we'll go on the bottom and put on the washers and the nut. And the last thing is to install these 2 center tie downs. Have to cut a hole through the plywood. Got this 3-inch hole saw to make that cut, and then I'll have to make an additional little cut to fit that after I get that hole done.
This is, you can tell this how hard this is.
Ah!
Hey, you can't go any higher.
So I got the hole cut, and like I said, that won't fit because this is over 3 inches, so I'm gonna have to notch it out like this here with jigsaw. Now I've drawn out what I want. I'll notch this with the jigsaw around that line. I got the hole trimmed out. Fits beautifully. Now I'm going to drill the holes through for those bolts. With the design of these, this hole has to be very close to the cutout, like this very thin wall, which isn't good. This one I almost broke through, and one on the rear one too. I did the same thing. So I made these backer plates that are going to go on the bottom side then to bridge across there. They'll go that way and give it more support on the bottom side. Right, then on the bottom side, put these plates, washers and nuts, and be done with that. That's it. All done. If you want to see more random garage things, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, whack the notification bell so you get random notifications when a new random garage video is posted. Thanks for watching, and whatever you do, make sure you're always doing something.